Hey. What's going on? Why does it... Wait, why am I small? Oh, I was just leaning over. All right. I know what you guys want. Oh my god, it's Caboose the dog. Oh my goodness. How are you today, Caboose? How are you? This dog refuses to go poopies. He won't do it. He doesn't want to do it. I take him out and I take him out, and all he does is chew on grass and lie down in the grass. And I'm like, that's cool and all, but I would like you to do poopies. You have not done your poopies today. You're so sweet. Buddy, how'd you get so sweet? Who's my little mole man, huh? Who's my little Hans mole man? Who's my mole man? Are you the mole man? Oh. Guys. Guys, he's so sleepy. He had a big day of nothing. What did you do today? Was it nothing? Boop. It might have been nothing. Right, okay. I love that dog so much. Hey, what's up with you guys? I am having a long day. A good day, right? But like a long day. I've been doing chores since 8 a.m. this morning. And then like, it's just one of the, that being said, I'll tell you what. The baby went to the dentist. And the dentist said he was handsome. And gave him a new toothbrush. So, that first dentist appointment, man, it's just like, put the baby in the chair. So, emo read, it's not even really a checkup. It's put the baby in the chair and, hey, we're all having a really good time. Hey, the dentist is here and he's friendly. It's so that when you bring them for like a real checkup, when they're like 2.5, 3, and the dentist has to like, poke around inside the mouth, they don't go completely fucking nuts. Right? Because like the dentist can be scary, right? Has Gowron started teething yet? Dude, the baby has all his teeth. You missed that shit. You're like 6 months late on asking if he's teething. He's done. He's done until he gets like his 3 or 4-year-old molars, Like that's how it go. You forget how babies work? Yeah, that's a really interesting thing where you talk to people who don't have kids and haven't been around kids, and before you have kids or be around kids a lot, you're not really sure where the statuses are, right? Like before I had the kid and I did all the reading and all that, like I'm like, when do they talk? Like 5? No, that's too late. Right? But like, yeah, try to be growth milestones are hard to keep track of when they're not yours. And when they are yours, the growth milestones are like all you think about because you're encountering them every day. Like yesterday, my baby, my little man used a 2-word sentence. Now that's a milestone. We are right on the cusp of real speech. Because right now it's like singular word asking for things. But like once you're on sentences, then the baby can really give you the what for. What did he say? He wanted to go upstairs. So instead of saying go or up, he said go up. Which makes perfect sense and is a logical combination of the meanings of those 2 words. Right? It's crazy. Pat, you're making me want to become a dad? Well, I'll be honest. I have a good baby. Some people have bad babies. And it's not that they are bad, it's that they act badly and make you want to kill yourself. I have a really good baby. And his temperament is incredible. And the reason why that is because me and Paige are just better than other people. No, but your kid's temperament like matters dramatically in like the young experience you're going to get. And temperament is random. Right? Some kids are just like, you know? And other kids are like my guy who's just like sweet and chill. Sweet and chill. You know what I'm talking about. TikTok video voice, my baby. Is it actually random? I mean, more or less, yeah. Now, the likelihood of your child's temperament matching the temperament of one of the 2 parents is pretty high. I was a super chill baby. So, Lil Pat Jr. is definitely like taking after me. Right? You don't believe me? I was a super chill baby. I was the chillest baby around. Where'd the anger come from? School. And other children. Do you know what it's like to be the smallest kid in your grade? Let me tell you, it sucks. Wow. Okay, shorties. Fellow tiny mans. Pat, it seems like the black mages in 14 got hit really hard with the simplification stick. Man, when I go back to 14, it's going to be a very different game. It's going to be very different. Hey, Ethan P. Jones kicked in a sub. Thanks, Ethan. Appreciate it. And Dova Dude kicked in a sub. Happy Monster Hunter Friday, Pat and chat. Probably going to grind since I got to beat Narcocos. But till then, I just want to say thanks for getting folks into Gen U. For a good bit, I thought I was missing something when I didn't feel the same desire to play World, Rise, and even now Wilds, and was nitpicky about things getting smoothed down. But nah, the old game style was just more satisfying to me. Thanks for the validation, King. I think there's a really clear gradient from GU to World to Rise to Wilds. And that gradient is this. In terms of simplification, in terms of smoothosity. World smooths out tons of things from GU, and then Rise unsmooths them a little bit, and then Wild smooths it. And for my personal preference, I think the current version of Wilds is too smooth. I was playing last night, and I was doing a low rank fight against a low rank Narcocuga, and I failed the quest. Like, it just straight up beat me. And that is 2/3 through low rank. And I was like, all right. And so I focused up a little bit, and then I beat it. Right? Devi Devilman says, I think people who don't like the quality of life in World and Wilds are insane. So there's a lot of quality of life changes that are incredible. I think there are some quality of life things that cross over into balance annihilating. I think wounds giving materials has nothing to do with quality of life. I think wounds giving materials just is like, hey, we want people to play the game 80% less. You know? Like, that's not quality of life. That's just messing with their core formula. And you can argue whether or not that is an improvement to the core formula, but I would not qualify that as a direct improvement. That's a change. I think focus attacks, like the focus system, letting you do a full 360-degree turn during any move is not quality of life. I think you should be able to turn 45 degrees from the forward, you know. I think you should still keep the focus system for wound use. But I think if you're doing like a Wyvern Blast or a Greatsword True Charge slash, I think you should fucking not be able to turn 360 fucking degrees. Ultimachi says focus and wounds are mechanical changes. Stuff like infinite pickaxes is quality of life. Yeah, and you can already see the push towards the infinite pickaxe. Every single game, every single Monster Hunter game has made pickaxes more durable. So you wouldn't know this playing GU, but if you had a mega pickaxe in 3U and you went to go mine some rocks, you would never, and I mean never, mine every rock in the stage before all of your pickaxes broke. Like, no way. And then 4U toned it down, and then Gen U toned it down further, but also has the Palico. Right? I'm interested in seeing what they do with Wilds, but I'm more than happy to keep playing GU and try out World Ice and go back through Rise into Sunbreak. That's what I think. Curious about what's after Wilds? Cityscape, I told you. No, it's Monster Hunter Wilds The Herbs. Ralph Bat says GU lover here. GU Palicos are confusing. I fucking hate GU Palicos. I hate it. I'm just running 2 Gathering Palicos with me at all times and ignoring the rest of their abilities. And the only reason I'm keeping them is because you need to get Palicos to level 25 to unlock like a massive amount of hunter arts. Hey, Vextilus sub. Thanks, man. So to Odin Penn, thank you. And Evil John Cena, who said, hey, Pat, I beat FF7 Original for the first time a couple weeks ago. In my experience, it held up very well, and I liked it a lot. Oh, yeah, that game's great. FF7's still incredible. No shit. Spider said, my friend bounced off Monster Hunter World because of tracking and wanted to go back to the paintball system. Because they thought it was better to run around for 20 minutes like a headless chicken. I think you're Super Spider. I think you're being like deliberately unkind and strawmanning your friend, because the tracking system, like snapping your head off its fucking shoulder, off your shoulders when you see a new monster, kind of sucks. Oh, you mean they actually literally said that? Oh wow. Okay, well that's. Why would it take you 20 minutes to find a monster in a GU map? That's ridiculous. That's just stupid. Takes you like, you mean scout flies, not the camera? I'm not a big fan of scout flies. I think they're fine. I don't really have a big problem with them. But you know, I think one of the reasons that people really feel strongly against scout flies and also the tracking is that tracking for temperate investigations in high rank is miserable. It's awful. It's fucking terrible. I hated that. Like tracking in the beginning when you're playing like monster at low rank and high rank, great. Post high rank tracking so that you can build up enough fucking points to hunt something is ridiculous. Just put it on a fucking list. Just put it on a list. What you're saying to me is stupid. Just put it on a list. Hey, Marm, what's up? All right, guess what? It's that time. Buy shit at the store. Book of combo. Okay, and of course, got to buy the power charm and the armor charm. Gotta buy it. Vital. So important. Oh, let's register that. Now let's take some oil and register that. And then we're going to store everything except that. Oh, and register that on Palico. There we go. And gathering. We've done it. We've done it, fuckheads. All right. To the hub. Any tips on the Gormagala matchup with Greatsword? Hit it in the fucking face. Super Spider says, For further context, she didn't like the scout flies because, quote, they automatically show you where the monster is at all times. And I tried to explain to her that's not how they work. I understand what they mean. I understand. Yeah, no, hit Gormagala in the fucking face until he's dead. That's my pro tip. One of the things that you have to remember about Pat playing Monster Hunter is that Pat plays Monster Hunter on a pure vibes-based system. My entire like game plan for how to fight the monster is based off of vibes. Sorry, guys. Still feeling a little under the weather. All right, let's see if that is correct. 558261 02818 04285. That should do it. All right, guys. So today we're going to be doing cleanup. Now, what does cleanup mean? It means HR4 is here for us later. You know, it continues to be here. However, we still have many low ranks to do. So let's just chill. Talk about Monster Hunter. And fuck on these. I've not drank my wyvern milk today. You fucking fuck ass. No. Wait, are you the wrong person to talk to? Did I ever play Freedom Unite? I briefly played Freedom Unite. Very briefly. Extremely briefly. I didn't like it. Now, people in the multiplayer, I'm literally just banging out these harvest tours. So feel free to continue to set up. Yeah, I'm a Palico Dead Nazen. Oh, it's the wrong fucking... Oh. Quest completed. Did it. That's one down. Making great progress today. So if you're super high R, you probably shouldn't join. You can do whatever you like, man. I just want to hang out and bang out some fucking low rank Gathering Hub shit. Talk about Monster Hunter. Mustavini says, "Hey Pat, first time catching you live ever since I live in Finland." Oh, hey. A huge fan ever since the Best Friends days, even though Crazy Talk does things sometimes, hoping to catch you in G. Live from this gentleman's sauna. Coming straight at you. Live from the sauna. I look back on Monster Hunter 2 Ultimate. No, 2 Free... Which was it? Freedom Unite? Was that it? And I did the tutorials. And I was like, why the fuck does anyone play this fucking game? I was just baffled. I'm playing it on the Switch, didn't he? I was just totally blown away after doing every tutorial Why the fuck would anyone play this shit? This shit sucks. And to further compound that, the only person that I knew that played Monster Hunter on the PSP in Freedom Unite was a guy that was known for two things. One was the fact that he was in a Monster Hunter, and the other is that his nickname was Emotions. So think of the type of dude you need to present as a 20-year-old guy who's playing Monster Hunter and your nickname is Emotions. He had a lot of emotions many of the time. And every time he was having emotions, you'd have this feeling of, this is stupid. Taisuru, no offense, Pat, but wasn't your nickname Angry Pat? Yeah. Yeah, I'd fly off the handle for no reason. But I was usually kind of funny about it. So, like, it worked its way out. It was a term of endearment, usually. Emotions was not a term of endearment. Are we talking GameCube controller style emotions? No. We're talking about... Oh yeah, he also played Smash, yeah. We're talking about... God, I can't even... I can't even... It's one of those people that just, like, whines about everything. Everything. Everything is always a problem. Every single day. And if you respond to that with anything other than, like, oh, I'm so sorry, they throw, like, a adult tantrum. Like a crying, pathetic adult tantrum. Right? Emotions. Anyway, so I didn't get into it. And then, hey, let's go kill these fucking things. And then I saw, the Pro Jared Guide to Monster Hunter. And it was like, you know what? That does actually look pretty cool. I should play Monster Hunter. And... that is also a very interesting place to learn that. All right, let's go kill those macaws. So one of the interesting things about the way that this works is the small monsters are desynchronized. They're not synchronized across different players. So you could walk into a room and, like, kill an enemy and they would just drop dead. Yo, Max! So, like, it's really funny that... So, I don't... Basically, I know Max is playing GU also. And it's really funny that I think we both had the same experience where we beat Wilds, and we're like, what if we fucking go back to that old shit? That really old shit. You still had the itch after Wilds? For me, I mean, I've talked at length, Max, but, like, Wilds didn't even scratch that itch for me. Yeah, so that thing just died out of nowhere because, like I said, it's not synced up. Like, it legit, like, the Zoshia fight is fucking awesome. It's fucking great. And Guardian animals are great, and the new roster's great, but I needed more, man. I needed like, because of the way the story is structured between low rank and high rank in Wilds, it feels like World only had one extra monster. But as a result of the way that they parcel it out, Worlds ended up taking me like 3 times as long to get to the end of high rank of where Wilds I got there in like 15 hours. I've spent more than 2.5 times of my playtime. I've spent 39.5 hours playing GU. I spent 14.5 playing Wilds. I beat low rank in Wilds. I barely made it to high rank in fucking GU, and I'm still, like, chasing old bullshit. Max says, yeah, felt like Wilds was trying to get us to finish it. Very single-player focus. And so, like, I bailed on it before getting into HR, and one of the things that... Oh, Max goes on to say, like, they had a bunch of data from World. How many people even got to high rank and wanted to fix that? See, that makes perfect sense from, like, a number-crunching nerd, like, businessman shit. But all I can think of is that if I had played... If I had gone as hard on Wilds as I did on GU, I would actually be completely done with Wilds now. I would have beaten Tempered Arkveld, and I would have gotten my fucking Ardean Greatsword. And I would be done. And then I would be in the drip feed of event quests and timed monster shit, which is miserable. It's terrible. Like, it feels like somebody made the distinction earlier that playing Monster Hunter has kind of turned into like Western CRPGs, in which you should probably wait for all the DLC and all the patches and all that to come out. Because that's how it used to be. For 3U and 4U, and like Gen was weird without Gen U. Medio says, didn't 4U and GU have timed event quests? Nope. GU has like hundreds of event quests. And it's like disgusting how many there are. Like, if you wanna blow like an entire game's worth of content in between high rank and G rank, you can just do the event quest. There are so many. Max says Valor GS is crazy in this game. It's so addicting. So that's what I've been primarily using, Max, and it's really interesting to see that Valor GS became the template for the World Greatsword. Right? Same thing with Valor Longsword. It's like these two weapons were like, you know what's really good? Just powering through monsters' attacks. Yeah, we should base these two weapons around powering through monsters' attacks. Minister Mido says people say Valor Longsword is easy mode. Those people can hit a 4-frame parry consistently. If you can't hit a 4-frame parry consistently, the mode is dog shit. I can hit a 4-frame parry semi-consistently, but that's different. Max says, yeah, and they gave one of the Hunter arts to Great Sword in the World eventually. I think it was Latrion GS. Oh, I'm not familiar. Hey, Max, people said you played Monster Hunter World Ice. How'd you like that? Because I was thinking of hopping on that after I finished up GU. It was a really easy install, and I read through the changes, and I was extremely impressed. Oh, the music's a bit loud? Is it? Oh, well, we can fix that. I was extremely impressed. And, like, I'll be honest, like, the very first thing that stood out to me was, I don't know what your Iceborne experience was, Max, but I got to the end of Iceborne, and I beat Shara of Ishvalda. And when I did that, Safajiva and them weren't out yet, right? The only thing that was out was Ruiner Nergigante. And I finished that campaign at like MR21. And then the game was like, hey, dude, if you want to keep fighting new monsters, you need to spend like 30 more hours grinding out the Guiding Lands, even though you already have all the decorations you want and weapons you want. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I think that's completely insane. And so when I read through the ice changes, it's like massively increased the rate of progression on that shit. Oh my god, you fucking asshole. Also, one of the other things is that like ice changes the power level of the Fatalis set to be unique. Scott Mist says the Guiding Lands got better and better with every update. It's way better now. Well, it's actually way, way better now because of this mod that I installed called Monster Hunter Ice that just speeds up that process a lot. And my fern situation is poor. I want more ferns, but I don't have the ferns. Oh, hey, Max said, I like Grinding Lands because I streamed it, so we always had someone who progressed in regions. Yeah, I was playing that primarily solo, and just looking at the amount of grinding that I would have to do was just... It would have been like half the game over again just to fight Ruiner Nergigante. And... and... Oh, I don't want to. And then after I had already given up on it, Elatrion and Fatalis and them came out. And I just didn't have the gumption to go back because I had been stopped for multiple months. I really, really don't like the way they do event quests in World Onwards. I hate it. Watching that shit pop off for Wilds like the day after I beat the game, just fucking terrible. Hey Max, you still here? Oh. Yo, check this thing out. Look at this thing I got. It's gross. Yeah. Ugh. Oh. Hey, bud. Why are you so ugly? Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Sometimes when I hug that dog, I think of Dr. Steinman from BioShock. Ugly! 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 You know that guy? Why would I think of Dr. Acula, bro? Dude, he's not even a real doctor. I don't know if you know that. He's not even a real doctor. Dr. Acula sucks? Boo. Boo. Dr. Suchong also sucks. More like Dr. Sugmar. Nailed it. Nailed it. I'm killing it out here. I'm like a stupid child. You know that? Like, when I see somebody say, just like, Sugmarty's nuts or whatever, I just lose my fucking mind. Like, it's so stupid. You gonna say this? I'm carrying the Generations Ultimate category right now? Yeah, no shit, dude. I probably make up 80% or more of its views. Because this is a game from 25 years ago. And you're like, it can't be 25 years, that's ridiculous. And then you'll look up how actually old it is, and it's still gonna make you feel old as fuck. Maybe I'm a complete insane person, but I actually really feel like when you or Max aren't streaming, it has 13 viewers. I mean, yeah. No Bad Guy says, I have a disagreement about one of your worlds did it better things. Oh, yeah? What do you got? What do you got? I like the choice between kill and cap because it allows me to manipulate loot tables. No Bad Guy, I completely understand exactly why you would say that, but I have a counterpoint. Requiring the player to use an outside source to manipulate loot tables so that you can sell it to them just makes the cap versus kill distinction DLC for Japanese retail stores. Monster Hunter 4U cost like $40, but then you had to pick up the $35 guide right next to it, or else you didn't have a fucking shot at getting your items. I don't care about you, cool-ass hermit crab. Yeah, the game's $10 on the eShop. You should get it. It's good. It's got lots of content. Boy, does it have lots of content. It has so much content, I'm going to ignore like 40% of this game's content. I say in a stream in which I am literally doing every quest in the Gathering Hub. Aw Root Bear says, the loot tables are in the game, Pat. Not this game, dude. You just blew your whole ass out. Your whole ass is blown out, dude. I'm sorry about your ass. You could just look them up? Yes. That was the point that I was making. Congrats. You've now circled around to the part where you're arguing with me using the statement I made at the beginning, saying, I don't think you should have to look this shit up outside of the game. Gene says, did Pat start a trend? Everyone is playing GU now. So I did not start that trend. And I would not even go on to say that Max started that trend. What I would go on to say is that old Monster Hunter players are dealing with two parts of Wilds. One of which is Wilds is pretty short. Even 100%ing that game currently is pretty short. And the second is that Wilds is too smooth. It's too smooth. Can you check the drop rates in Wilds, or is it only a Rise thing? No, I think you can in Wilds. It doesn't need jank. So one of the defining factors of Monster Hunter's gameplay is committing to actions requires time. Everything is animation locked, right? Wounds and focus mode in Wilds make it play like a character action game, and that's cool. But when I was playing Wilds, it was hard for me to get excited about nailing true charge slashes with Greatsword, because you always hit everything every time. Rainy Studio says, genuine congrats on being freed from your Jimmy problem. Can't wait for more gay KCD too. Well, we're doing that more tomorrow, so you won't have to worry too long. Way too long. Also, KCD2, I remember I played it yesterday on patch day, and it ran substantially worse than it had the prior day. They hotfixed it this morning. And the hotfix improved performance past what it was before the patch. Though there is a rather nasty bug that was added to some people's games in KCD2, in which people no longer accept that you own your bed and will arrest you for sleeping in your own bed. It's unclear as to what is causing it. Will this be stuck on Switch forever? Let's be honest. Yes. Yes, it will. Until the Switch 2 comes out. Then it will also be on the Switch 2. Dova Dude says, my Palico killed the Magala before the train kicked in. Bro, Dova Dude 29, I don't mean to blow you up on this, but is this motherfucker trying to Cap an Elder Dragon? You can cap Gore? Fuck me. I'm gonna end the stream. Good night. Bye. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, no. What do I do? What do I do? I'm stupid. No. How do I deal with this? I don't. Bro, the Dios weapons are so cool. Hey, I forget. Can you join quests in progress in GU? I legit completely forget. No? Is it only World you start to be able to do that? That's a big improvement. Oh, shut up about Magnet Spike. No one gives a shit. I gotta be blunt, guys. We're playing a game that has 14 different weapon styles. Like, it's enough. It's enough. Okay? There's only one thing that really matters. And that is the monster count. What about one more ranged weapon? Woolie would join with Punch. Listen, I don't want to be... I love Woolie. He is a good guy. No. I will not call him out because... You know, it's actually kind of interesting because... Like, if people bring up, like, hey, Pat did this, Pat did that on Woolie's stream, or even I bring it up on the podcast, the general reaction from Woolie is actually a very succinct eye roll with, like, well, Pat's mentally ill. Right? Like, he'll say, like, well, the reason you did that is because of the way you are, right? And it's like, right? So, like, when I was describing, I put in 10 berries. There are 13 berries in now. When I was describing, like, doing every single quest in KCD 1 before starting the main story, he was like, okay, right? But when Woolie does, like, bizarre behavior, it's always, like, much more interesting and intricate because there's, like, a series of rules to it, right? But when it comes to Monster Hunter, Woolie's personal experience with Monster Hunter seems to genuinely be the absolute height of his insane idiosyncrasies just manifesting all simultaneously. So the one that really gets me by far is, so there's two things that are combining to make Woolie's experience with Monster Hunter extremely bizarre. One of which is his consistent refusal to engage in a game's deeper systems on its own terms if they are numerical. Building a character according to the ideas that a game actually wants you to utilize is anathema to him. And if you are the type of person who watched a lot of Best Friends videos, you can go and pinpoint like the exact conversation where I just lost my mind. When we were playing Knights of the Old Republic 1, I was like, Woolie, our party is getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Every single planet we go to, you are swapping characters out for who would be cool to bring along, and they are getting like comparatively weaker over and over and over and over and over. And we are starting to have like experiential difficulty dealing with encounters. You need to focus on a party and have them gain fucking levels, or we are going to get stopped. And I spoke to him about this for like an hour. And then we started to record, and I was still so aggro about it that I ended up saying it again. We did the whole conversation again on camera. Like, just right over again. And you put that to Monster Hunter, and what's happening in Monster Hunter is he wants this piece from the Uncut Coup and the Kieran Lance and all that because it looks good, without any practical consideration as to whether or not any of those pieces of gear actually work with one another at all, or have any synergy whatsoever, or are of an appropriate level, or whatever, because he figures that he's just going to power through it with action combat. But the action combat in Monster Hunter is backed up by your statistical power. And you know what? You can totally do that in Monster Hunter, except he was also racing ahead of the game's intended progression because he didn't want to fight any given monster more than once. Because why would I fight the monster more than once? I already fought that. So the gear that he was like running with was what he could cobble together out of like the key quests in World, which was basically nothing. And the game was getting harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. And you can't raw gameplay your way out of like World's damage numbers with something like that. Like, at some point everything becomes a one-hit kill, right? And I think the part that became extra insane is that, like, this is a Capcom action game made entirely out of boss fights. Why are you so opposed to fighting these bosses multiple times? You play many other Capcom action games in which you fight bosses many times, and also fighting games are like boss fights every time. So it's like, yeah, no, Woolie is just absolutely purpose-built to not, like, not gel with this system. I think one of the weirder ones that I think about is Woolie was like, why would I watch an old movie again instead of watching a new movie? And it's like, I've watched Evangelion, everything Evangelion, like a dozen times. Every single time I have watched anything of Evangelion, I have found at least one new detail that has enriched the value of that experience to me. Be it a musical motif or a certain angle or whatever. So Spartan Warrior says Woolie has hyper FOMO, which is what you would take away from this. Except the guy is, unlike me, completely... No. Mecha Goblin also. No, Woolie is immune to the cult of the new. That's where it gets really interesting. I think back to when he played Metal Gear Solid 3, and he was a huge Metal Gear mark, and he was happy to wait multiple weeks while everyone else was playing it because he wanted to get the limited edition box. And just every time we talked about it, he'd be like, gosh, shut up. He's a super interesting guy. Like, I can't understand him at all. Nocturne Reverie says, I've seen people complain the Monster Hunter is just fighting the same monster 100 times while they were playing Marvel Rivals. Sometimes the dots just don't connect with people. A lot of people find the inherent randomness of a human opponent like fundamentally different than any computerized opponent ever. And that is because in an ideal scenario, they are more excited by a constantly improving human series of opponents that can always act in a unique way, rather than what we're dealing with here, which is gaining total mastery over an existing opponent. Like, bro, if you gave me Monster Hunter World Rathalos right now, I would kick the shit out of that fucking thing. Oh my god, I would beat the fucking bricks off that thing. What does Woolie think of Fire Emblem? I don't know. All I know is that I don't think he's going to do another quick look of a Fire Emblem game. him playing Baldur's Gate was astounding. What was that like, anyway? Because, like, I know that Woolie wants to see everything in a game on the first try, and with Baldur's Gate, that's, like, fundamentally impossible. Baldur's Gate 3 was clearly designed as a game you could go back to literally every 2 years and have a totally different playthrough every time. And I say that as somebody who has not beaten the game. Like, I would love... So, like, I had the experiment that I did a couple years ago, in which whenever there'd be some hot new genre that I don't understand at all, I would just immediately, alright, time to play a bunch of fucking MOBAs on stream, let's figure it out. And I got to the end of that and going like, oh yeah, okay, I kind of understand this now. I would love, and I mean love, I would watch Woolie play League of Legends every day. Oh my god. Oh my god, I would love that. That'd be so awesome. Oh my god. He needs to try Smite. Get him sponsored? I don't think it doesn't work like that. Jimmy Cham says, I find approaching games at their level and getting on board by doing what the devs intended from the primary gameplay loop helps me understand new games when I'm not familiar with their genre. Yeah, that's how I feel. So, like, I'm playing in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? And I have the experience of playing KCD 1. So what am I doing in KCD 2? I'm not using anything other than the bed save files and the potions. And I am hobo lifing it up. And I'm not reloading my saves when I make mistakes. Even though on the last stream I made a big fucking mistake that is gonna keep me out of a town for like a full fucking in-game week. I made a big mistake. By the way, Yendoria sub. Thanks, Yendoria. If you go low rank optional quest, it brings you into a low rank map. At Daku. What? Wait, are you adding people in the subs? Aurarian Soul says, Woolie trying to play Baldur's Gate 2 would be a hilarious LP. No, it wouldn't. It'd be a good LP. But I can tell you exactly what that would get you. What you would get is Woolie reaching out to me whether or not he should play Baldur's Gate 2. And I would say yes, but you should definitely play Baldur's Gate 1 first. And he goes, okay, is there anything I need to know about making a character? And I would say there's so much to know about you making a character that what I am going to do is ask you what kind of character you want to make and then build it for you and give you a list of things to do on every level and just follow that fucking list and don't deviate from it because you could ruin your fucking character. And then he would play Baldur's Gate 1, but he would not clear out every map because the real-time with paused combat would bore him. And then you would get into the situation in which he would finish the game at below level cap, which would actually put him in a worse state for starting the game than just starting clean in Baldur's Gate 2. But he would continue his save file anyway and then struggle to get out of the tutorial. Woolie should play Oblivion. If I had to tell Woolie to play one RPG right now, it would be Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That used to be, bro, you should play New Vegas. However, in uploading Page's New Vegas streams, I have discovered that that would be a miserable process for a YouTube channel. Miserable. Holy fuck. Also, how many New Vegases is Page missing? Is it 2? I bet it's 2. I gotta upload that afterwards. I mean, Paige has to upload that afterwards. But yeah, I think KCD2. Would I recommend Woolie mod list? Yeah, I'd recommend him Viva New Vegas. The one that I have installed for Paige. And at this point, I would not recommend it. I would say play KCD2. Just to see him play it for like 2 sessions. You would love to see Woolie. You think Woolie would hate Oblivion, even though I would love it and love to see him play it? I think that Oblivion has maybe the worst leveling. I think Oblivion has the worst leveling system of almost any game I've ever played in my entire life. It is ruinous. You get weaker every level. If you picked skills that you thought would make you strong, playing Oblivion, you end up getting just weaker the further you go. Unbelievable. Hey, Bailey Gaming sub. Thanks, Bailey Gaming. Can you guys tell that I'm nasally today? My voice has changed just a little bit. A little. I don't feel bad. You sound a little sexier? Thanks, Madwack. You trying to get on this dick? Nuh-uh. I'm a happily married man. I'm thirsty, bro? Hey, I have a pro tip for y'all. You want a pro tip? Don't go on the gaycation. Wait, what am I doing? I don't even remember what I'm doing. Mountain herbs. Don't go on the gaycation. Don't do it. What about Lest We Be Destroyed? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. We gonna get all the Prowler hunts? Hell yeah, we are. But if you're already gay, then you'd have to go on the straightcation. Straightcation doesn't really have a lot of pull, though. Because, like, the gaycation is, I'm gonna go to a resort with a bunch of gay dudes, and if you're at a gay sex resort, you're probably dealing with the kind of guys who would just, I mean, you're good. Doesn't matter what's going on. You're gonna get fucked. Meanwhile, I'm in my 30s, and I think I talked to my wife, and I think we should see other people and open up the marriage. Like, the hilarious story that keeps happening over and over is my wife's doing really well. I'm not getting any hits on the Tinder because I dramatically overestimated my spot in the dating market, which is really fucking funny. It's really funny. It's really fucking funny. What did Northern Lion say? Gay dating is more competitive. I've never gay dated myself. I don't think Northern Lion has, but maybe he knows people I don't. Male gay dating has, I mean, in my experience talking to my friends, it has some of the stages and bases rearranged compared to your standard heterosexual dating. How so? Well, you start at home plate. Then you kind of spin on home plate for a while. And then you want to see if you want to go down to first base. And if you're a lady, you show up to the plate, you put the bat down, you pull out a grill, and start arranging your furniture around home plate. And the umpire keeps telling you to swing the bat. And instead of swinging the bat, you go, am I even supposed to be? I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. I don't. Do you guys even want me to swing the bat? Did Paige tell you this last one? No. Quangalang says it's honestly really funny how both versions of gay dating show the difference in general male and female tendencies. I think that lesbian dating is maybe one of the funniest things I've ever encountered, because when I was in college and I was dealing with a lot of my friends who were like dating a girl for the first time, and they would say like, okay, so like we've been out to dinner 3 times, and she invited me back to her house, and we watched movies, and like we snuggled for like 5 hours before I had to go home because I had work the next day. Do you think she might be? I don't know. I don't know. Do you think she's into me? I can't tell. Like it's like, it's so weird. And then I spoke to I remember speaking to a friend of mine, and he's like, "Oh, I'm dating this new guy," and I was like, "Oh, cool. What's his name?" And he's like, "Oh, Jerry," or whatever the fuck. Like, "Oh, cool. Where'd you meet him?" "At the club." "Oh, cool. What's he do?" "I don't know." "Where does he live?" "I don't know." "Does he go, like, is he in school?" "I don't know." "What, do you know his last name?" "No." Like what? It's so fucking funny. It's so funny. Hyro, yeah, man, dude, even I have to admit, in hindsight, it's really funny, the lack of follow-up questions. Even as, like, a straight guy, I am now looking back on my history, and the lack of follow-up questions is so fucking funny. Hey, Pat, what's up? So I was hanging out with Tom, and like his girlfriend dumped him. Can you believe that? And the girl you're talking to will be like, oh my god, what happened? And I'd go, I don't know. She's like, well, what'd you talk about? Call of Duty? Like, he seemed really sad about it, and I didn't want to bum him out. Oh my god. Bye, Victorious. Possum Walsh said, for being a straight guy, you have a very good grasp of how the gay dating scene works. Well, thank you. I did this thing when I was younger, which was pay attention to people around me. Also, Montreal's a really gay city. Like, Montreal's super gay. A lot of homosexuals. Highly packed with the homosexuals. How gay is BC? I'm not sure. Seems a lot less gay. And I don't mean like they're less gay people. I just mean like it's less like gay, you know? Because like when I was in Montreal, like I'd go down to the Village because they have fucking good restaurants. And like you go down to a breakfast place in the Village and like your food's coming in hot because your waiter is flaming. And not just flaming, but fucking French accented flaming. Brother. That's literally something Homer Simpson says. Yeah. I like that we've gone full circle now. Where we went from like calling something fake and gay was like explicitly pejorative. Like if you were calling something fake and gay, it meant lies and bad. And now, like depending on the context, like a huge proportion of JoJo chapters are literally fake and gay. Literally. The events you're watching are not taking place, and it is an excuse for the boys to not quite kiss. They're not kissing. The lips didn't touch. Lips didn't touch. It's different. Guys, is it gay to touch stands? Yes. I really think you should do is the game woke or not game on stream. I think you'd ace it. Oh yeah, it's easy. Does it feature a woman who looks like she can legally drink in the United States? Yes. Woke! Oh, bye, hell. Well, bye now. Yeah, GU's $10 on the shop. Gene, get in here, bro. You can catch up. It's only 40 hours. I think the tipping point for the is it woke or not thing, where it went from being like this thing that kept happening and people would talk about to just like tipping over a cliff and just being a type of Steam community forum thread that people ignore, was Space Marine. Space Marine 2 is woke because like there's a Korean and a black Space Marine. And I'm sitting here going like, if my YouTube recommendations were on and I watched a bunch of Warhammer videos, like I would start getting fucking sent like white replacement theory fucking essays. Like Warhammer is like the most fascist adjacent setting ever. Like, ever. Like, you got to be careful who you click on. Basically, just watch Bricky. Just watch Bricky. He's cool. To my experience, Warhammer fans are typically where it's satire. It's just terminally online fuckfaces. So we have this thing going on now, which is, so like I was talking about, like, you know, calling things gay has changed its own context, right? The meaning of the term tourist in a particular set, you know, fan space. Oh, buddy, I can't do this with you here. I'm sorry. Has changed because tourist used to be basically a gatekeeping term of like, oh, get these new people out of here, right? And then it has changed to its classical state, but it has also gone to mean people that are literally buying and playing games specifically to hate on them for being woke because they're insane. So like if you take on like tourists in Warhammer, it used to be like non-white guys basically getting into the hobby and was like used as a term of like, get out. But now I have seen tourists being used to describe the types of idiots who don't play Warhammer and go, I can't believe they made gay-ass female Space Marines only for like old gross dudes to be like, dude, they've literally always had female Space Marines, they just didn't have the models that's been there since like the fucking 80s, right? It's like you are actually just gravitating to this and that and this and that and this and that just to be mad, just to be mad. That's all you want to do. Just want to be mad all day. I saw a skeet the other day that implied that the dress was the tipping point that ruined society. And I feel that there's value in that take. And follow me here. So the gold and white or blue and black dress was crazy viral. Crazy viral. Right? And the reason why it was so viral is because people were fighting about it all day, every day. Prior to the dress, usually things went viral because people liked them. Usually. However, the dress was like a global phenomenon. And it was defined by bringing it up caused a massive shitstorm of internet activity to immediately follow because people couldn't stop arguing about it. I think you meant the invention of the dress 5,000 years ago caused gender roles to... No, what? Shut up. That's stupid. But yeah, no, I mean the blue and the blue and black dress, which I literally can't see as anything other than white and gold. I don't understand how anyone can see it as blue and black. I genuinely don't understand. I don't get it. We're not going to talk about it anymore. The discussion is over. I do admit that it is a blue and black dress, and I don't understand. However, but the point is that everybody fighting became like the de facto way to make money on the internet. Like, even as a content creator, I recognize that negative and inflammatory content is inherently more popular because of the systems that we use. I remember when Sterling, they do the Jimquisition, right? And the Jimquisition would be complaining about some bullshit, and that would do gangbusters. And like the top comment on a bunch of Jimquisition episodes are, why don't you ever say anything nice about anything? And Sterling's response would be, oh, you mean like the 10 other videos I put on my channel this month that are all really positive that you didn't watch because they don't feed your outrage? Don't forget outrage farming. I mean, Max was in the chat earlier, and Max and I are both big fans of a really specific form of outrage farming. Micro-dosing outrage, if you would. I'm glad to see that we both came to the same conclusion, and that it's really funny. And that is talking about, you know, a smattering of vegetation and undergrowth made out of plants as foliage and actively fighting every single attempt at correction for literally an hour makes people go completely nuts, and it's super funny. It's super fucking funny. It's hilarious. And the best part about it, by far the best part about that, is that as you are ready to admit that, like, sometimes you mispronounce words on purpose, someone says, what about this word that you used to say bad on purpose, Pat? And you go, no, not that one. No, that's how that's pronounced. And you just completely no-sell it and give absolutely no closure whatsoever, even during this conversation. Even during this conversation. Tigrex versus Tigrex is tough because, like, in English it should be Tigrex, but the Japanese devs literally call it Tigrex every time. And so you have to decide whether or not that's pronunciation or whatever. One of Vinny's best bits is calling literally any anime character Goku and waiting for a chat member to... I also do that. Dude, I was doing that when I was playing Black Myth Wukong. And I call, hey, yo, it's Goku. And I forget who it was. Someone in the chat was absolutely losing their fucking mind that I called Wukong Goku every time. And they were starting to get, like, offended. Like, genuinely offended because Journey to the West is an incredibly important work. And I'm, like, disrespecting it and shit. And I'm like, but it's Goku. Look, it's Monkey Man. It's Goku. And, like, at the end of the day, all I can think of is, like, how are you fucking falling for this? You're coming off like a fucking buffoon. You are coming off like a buffoon. These Monster Hunter streams fucking rule. Because I'm autistic? That's not an excuse. Son of a bitch, like 90% of the people in this fucking room, sorry, chat, are autistic. They can understand my sarcasm sometimes. Skullface Sam says, "Oh my god, I am." I don't know. I'm not gonna fucking point any fingers. I'm just saying you're hanging out, listening to me while doing Gathering Hub quests at fucking 5:43 p.m. on a Friday. Theophilius says my autistic wife and I call it neurospicy. I fucking... Hey, you want me to get on a fucking toxic soapbox and sound like an insane old man? You want me to fucking go off? Because let's fucking go. I fucking hate the term neurospicy. I fucking hate the term neurospicy. I can't stand it. It is a way to gentrify mental illness to be more palatable to normal people. And then you go, well, I mean, everybody's normal in some way. Like, shut up. People with schizophrenia don't need your fucking fake-ass sympathy. They need a fucking dedicated healthcare program that gets them the medicine or a support dog to help them deal with their auditory hallucinations. It's also a way for people that have personally or externally destructive mental illnesses to try and avoid responsibility, right? So people that have BPD or can be bipolar or can be schizophrenic with command delusions or have anxiety disorders that occasionally make them act like assholes, whatever, will sometimes characterize their extremely abrasive or a damaging behavior as, oh, I'm just so silly. And it's like, no, you're being crazy right now. And that sucks. And you have my sympathy and I would like to help you, but this is not good for you. Like, so at least one of you in this chat has had an autistic meltdown due to a sensory issue being texture or new food or lights or sound. And when you were disassociating in your mind and leaving your body, it is not helpful to characterize that as, haha, I'm so silly. No, you're having a mental episode and you need to take the steps required to treat it in the short term by regulating your immune system or getting out of the situation or doing the thing that you need, right? Like I grew up with like terrible OCD and anxiety, and I'd talk to my mom and she'd be like, well, that's just the way you are, Patrick. You're just so shy. And I'm like, Mom, that's not helpful. I need pro tips on how to not feel like I'm dying of a panic attack. Like, Mom, I am freaking out over nothing here. I need a coping mechanism that isn't just, yeah, deal with it. You're different. Yes, I need the $30 strategy guide. I need Pro Jared's Guide to Anxiety. I don't think that is a healthy way to deal with your anxiety. I'm just saying. I don't want to judge too harshly, but I don't think that's a... I would call that a maladaptive coping mechanism. Is what I would call that. Yeah, I don't like the term neurospicy. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate it. I am actually actively offended by the term neurospicy. However, and this is really important, if you are in fact suffering from a learning disability or mental illness or learning disorder, whatever, and you find that referencing yourself as neurospicy gives you a comfort and sense of normalcy, then it is not my place to tell you to fuck off. You do whatever you need to do. I am primarily referring to otherwise neurotypical people who go through like a depressive episode or have a panic attack or describe themselves as having OCD, while obviously not meeting any of the conditions for that. And like, haha, I'm so neurospicy, and like, you're doing mental illness face right now. Nah. How many dogs do you have to hug a day before you freak out? Is it 0? Then shut up. Monkey Weed says, I never got diagnosed for the ADD or the ADHD as a kid, but that's also because I was suicidally depressed for half of my childhood and adolescence. So that's one of those weird things where it's like, is this kid mentally ill or are they a teenager? Because as we know, being a teenager sucks. So it can actually be a little hard to see the forest for the trees. Hey, thanks for the raid, Urban Nerd. Appreciate it. So one of the things that happened, which was really interesting, is that Accutane. I was on Accutane because I had bad acne, and one of the side effects of Accutane is suicide. It is a very strange side effect to see on a side effect chart. But yeah, one of the side effects of the acne medication Accutane is suicide. suicidal ideation, and depression. And Gene says, what the fuck, I used that and was at my worst. So here's the reason why Accutane is on the market. It has been shown conclusively that people who take Accutane have a higher incidence of suicidal ideation, depression, and suicide. However, it is very difficult to figure out if Accutane is the causal link, because we are talking about people that have acne so bad that they are willing to go on a drug to clear it up that gives you Crohn's disease. They are all also teenagers. Primarily teenagers. So it's tough. You are dealing with people who have a disabling skin condition that is highly visible and causes social ostracization. And also, and this is the fun part. When you take Accutane, your acne gets way worse before it gets any better. Way worse. McWaffle says, what do you mean worse? So, when you take Accutane, what Accutane basically does, the long and short of it, I'm not a doctor, is that Accutane dries you out. Because if you are a good candidate for Accutane, it is because you are producing too much skin oil or sebum. And it's just like your skin can't keep up. And so you're going to get cyst after cyst after cyst, or pimple after pimple after pimple, right? And as a result, it basically dries you right out. The problem is that it dries your whole system out, which includes your stomach, your brain, your liver. And so, like, you have to get blood tests every month because it can severely impede liver functioning. And so they have to check your levels all the time. And you have to keep your fat content low because it protects you from that. So if you get a migraine while you're on Accutane, you have to go to the hospital because you might be dying. And if you have stomach issues on Accutane, you have to see your dermatologist right away because you could be getting Crohn's disease. So I dodged every bullet when I took Accutane, and the only long-term side effect I ever had was that I, for a couple decades afterwards, I was extremely susceptible to nosebleeds. A lot less so. Though, to be fair, I do, like, now live in BC, which is humid as shit. So, you know. But since it's drying out your pores really hard, what ends up happening on month 1 of Accutane is that you still have the same amount of acne, and it's still exactly as bad as it was, but you are now so ashy that your skin is literally falling off your face and body in chunks. I mean, flakes like this. Like, flakes the size of your fucking, the pad on your thumb start popping off at random, which is disgusting, right? And that's month 1.5. Month 1.5 to 2 to 3, it's drying out further, and you're still keeping the acne, but the mechanism for causing the cystic acne is still in effect. So you are now trading pus in those cysts for blood. And this causes all the acne everywhere to turn bright red. Like blood red. It looks like chicken pox or shingles. And they start to hurt, like a lot. A lot. And on month 4 onwards, those will start to get smaller. They'll start to get smaller. They'll start to get smaller. They will start showing up less. They'll show up less. They'll show up less. So. This might be a stupid question, but is the reason I never had acne because I had chronic dry skin? It's not a guarantee, but it probably helped. Yeah. And so when you're dealing with a teenager who went to the doctor because of a horrible body image issue, and the treatment causes their body image issue to become much worse in the short term, it is not shocking that this drug can increase the rates of suicide and depression. Now, whether or not that is a chemical factor or a social factor, I don't know. Personally, I'm super glad I went on Accutane. But I dodged all the side effects. Oh. Right. Hey, hold up a sec. The dog's just sitting in his bed, just staring right at me like... Okay. Hello. Hello. Do you need a help? Do you need a help? Do you need a help? You happy now? Are you happy? Are you happy? Somebody says, hold on. Bees and Bats. Bees and Bats says, it's never crossed my mind to bully somebody for acne. What is wrong with people? I mean, some people are just assholes. Some people's natural, like, personality temperament is to just exert power over others. Because they're narcissists. It's one of those things where, you know, we are going over the baby's name, and you know you don't want to go with a name that just guarantees a specific, you know, cruel nickname from shitheads, right? But at the end of the day, I was like, Paige, if the kid doesn't have a name that can be turned into a nickname, and somebody wants to fuck with them, they'll just call them the Dick Sucker 5000. Like, they're like, you know, like we're talking about narcissistic children, right? Like they don't give a shit. Crimson Dio says, when I went on Accutane, did they make you sign a contract saying you wouldn't get pregnant? Crimson Dio, I don't exactly want to stress my cis male privilege over here, but no, they did not make me sign a contract to say that I wouldn't get pregnant. I got to skip that page. You're also cis male and they made you sign it anyway? That's crazy. That's fucking awesome, actually. So the issue with Accutane is not spontaneous abortion due to the medicine. The issue with Accutane is horrific birth defects. Like, if you have any possible risk of getting pregnant, you should not take on the Accutane. It's not good for you. How's Accutane being sold? Easily. Because it does the thing you want it to do. Just because it's a dangerous cure does not make it not a cure. Like the why, like, listen, why, hey, listen, why is it sold if it's so dangerous? Because it does the thing you want it to do. Right? Like somebody mentioned Viagra. Viagra also comes with risks because it's technically heart medication. But it makes your dick hard. You know, like, and if you're the type of person that's like, oh man, I wish my dick was hard. Darn. You'll take it, right? Fefe41 says my dick is already hard. Yo, get back to me in 50 years. Like for old dudes, or like dudes with like other like physical problems or like circulatory problems or whatever, like it's incredibly emasculating to be like, well, my dick don't work. Darn. You know? Hey, little doggy. What's up, Wanda? Shot Gang says these kids weren't alive during the 90s when Viagra showed up and the revolution it was back then. Yeah, dude, it was a big deal. So like now Viagra is like, listen, I want to take a bunch of drugs that are going to make my dick soft, but I want to have sex on the drugs. So hit me with that Viagra. And yeah, I could die. But when Viagra came out, there was like a massive glut of old couples that just, you know, they couldn't have anything going on. Because, you know, sometimes the plumbing stops working. Like, it's a valuable medicine. You know? Genuinely. This is why boomers are still around? No. No, boomers are still around because they refuse to die. And I mean, I'll be honest, I also refuse to die, so I don't really blame them for that. It's one of those things, like, if you wanna find like medical research drama, you need to go check out the history of development of male birth control. Holy fuck. Have they tried like 100 different fucking things. and they all have the same problem. They all have the same problem. Every different method has the same problem. It works, and then they go to turn it off, and they can't. Like, literally every single male birth control study has ended the same way. And it's like, all right, time to take them off the male birth control. They're sterile. Okay, well, shit. Eric Clapton says male birth control is fun because men are like, oh no, side effects. Meanwhile, women are over here suffering. So absolutely. However, you are ignoring the fact that the primary side effect of male attempts at birth control is sterility, which for a birth control is fairly important. Because birth control is about, I do not want to be pregnant or get someone pregnant right now. Right? It's not control, it's just sterility. And the reason why girls have side effects from the pill is, and Depo and all that stuff, is because it's hijacking an existing biological function. Like, it's pretty fascinating. They're like, what if we tricked you into thinking you're pregnant? Your body won't want to make a baby when it thinks it already has a baby. And somebody was like, that's genius. And it kind of is. But you're now working on the biological imperative of a pregnant woman. Right? Which means that, like, a bunch of processes are going to work slightly differently, and you're going to have side effects. Can't make men think they're pregnant. I've met men that you could probably convince you got pregnant, or at least they were willing to try. But that's a very different situation. It's a very different situation. Yeah, life finds a way. Oh. There are men out there who'd love to be pregnant? Absolutely. By technicality, there are men out there who have become pregnant. Actually, come to think of it. In the modern world. Right? Fully transitioned trans men can stop their hormone treatment in order to bear a child, which is crazy, man. Holy shit. No, not like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger was on hormones. And he did, kinda, actually. Kinda. What am I doing in this quest? I don't even... Renoplos. Like... I mean, you know... Arnold was on... He wasn't on HRT, because it wasn't replacing anything. It was like more like... MRT, which is like... No, MHT. More hormone therapy. More. Kai9 says FTM getting to have kids on their own and get that extra 30% pay is fucked up. There is a secret... there are like a bunch of weird secret bonuses to transitioning in either direction that are I've seen a lot of folks on social media discover that are like natural consequences of shifting your spot in society, but it's difficult to prepare for. So like one of the ones that really stood out to me is trans women when they're at a certain point in their transition will be like, it's super weird. Men have just started to treat me like shit. And it's like, congrats, honey. You did it. You made it. You're on Team Woman now. And it sucks over there. Yeah, trans inclusive misogyny. That's the one. And the other one that I've seen some FTM creators describe is they'll fully transition and start living their life as a man. And they'll be like, all of my friendships are shallow. No one gives a shit. I can't talk to my friends about anything that matters. Because the nature of a male and a female friendship are fundamentally different, for good or for ill. Because feelings are gay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Dude, I was like 32 before I started to like open up more to like my male friends. And I'm a university educated psych major. Like, like, I do not have a PhD. I have a BA. I don't even have a BSc. Well, yeah, but just like intrinsic homophobia is like so intense that you'd rather become much more mentally ill than possibly be seen as a boy kisser. You know? Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys had this point in your life where, like, you were a teenager, maybe a young adult, and you were like, I don't even know what a handsome man even looks like. I'm not gay. Like that phase. I'm getting text messages. I think I lost the child sippy cup. If I did, I'm in trouble. I tell you what, you know what actually like really did a number on me as like a young man in terms of dealing with like internalized homophobia. It was hanging out with the worst, most insane gay misogynist I've ever encountered in my life. One of those gay guys that's like, why do we even have women? Ugh, disgusting. Breeders, ugh. And like that guy, right? And like he was so nuts. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I? What do I even? Okay. Yeah, Greek misogyny. That's the one. Son of a bitch says, gay misogynists are such a problem. I say that as a lesbian who's had to deal with them. Well, the issue here is like, there's no in. There's no way to compare, like your average homegrown straight cis misogynist who hates women still has to admit that he wants to live in a world in which women exist. Right? So there's an in on that. Right? But the gay misogynist is immune because the woman has nothing to offer them. Most guys reserve their emotional love for dudes and only treat women as the object of physical interaction. See, that's not true. That's a very nearsighted, cynical view of the world. No, most men reserve their emotional love for their wife and children exclusively, is actually the thing. Which is why widowers just die. Like, as soon as mom goes, there goes dad. Because they put their entire emotional life into their one person, their closest person. And then that person's gone. And then they didn't cultivate anything else in their life because their wife was their world. And that's it. Maybe I should say men who so strongly identify themselves with their heterosexuality. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you mean bros. You mean the bros? So yeah, society's broken, but we got Monster Hunter, so it's all right. Like, this whole conversation reminds me of, like, thinking about, like, you know, my baby, who is going to be a young man in the future. And I'm gonna have to be like, you know, respect women and all that shit, right? But, like, respect women, but not too much. Right? Don't be that creepy freak who respects women to the point of infantilization. Because that dude freaks me the fuck out. That guy's creepy as shit. Oh, this fucking Gendrome is a fuck, dude. This fucked up. Don't use females, bro. Females is like, I think it's, if you watch Deep Space Nine, you'll see Ferengis referring to the females. And that was like in 96? Man, like, it's wild. I love you, Dougie. How did we get to this conversation? I don't like the term neurospicy. And we went from there. And that, you know, I just realized what I accidentally just said was, I mean, hey, if you don't like neurospicy, get a load of these female. No. You want to talk mental illness, get a load of this estrogen. All right. Yeah, good one, yeah. Women are crazy, says teenage man drunk driving down the highway because he can't talk to his friends without crying. Really Big Rock says, spoiler, everyone's crazy. So, this is typically used as a form of that statement. Everybody's just a little mentally ill. Isn't everybody? That is typically used as a form to ignore the needs and claims of people who have legitimate disabilities. However, on a societal level, the reality of the world that we live in does mean that certain degrees of mental illness as a reaction to lived experience are inevitable. Everybody that went through COVID as an adult is to a degree traumatized because that was scary as fuck. You know? And I think about, like, you want to talk about, like, the collective, collective nightmare that affected the actual reality of the baby boomer personality. I am going to give the boomers one attaboy because I spoke to my dad at length, and you cannot imagine the social impact on 5 to 15-year-olds of, by the way, the entire world may literally blow up tomorrow, and you and everyone you know will die in an enormous fireball, and you can't escape it. But don't worry, duck under your fucking desk and you'll be fine. Like, holy shit. That's not good for you. In fact, I go so far as to say that's bad for you. So, Really Big Rock says the most fun part is that that's still a problem. So would you believe it's actually not? Nuclear war is actually a much lower threat, even with the world that we live in now, than it ever was, for a really simple solution. Sorry, it's a reason. The reason why nuclear war has ceased to be a viable threat is because they have done the research on it over and over and over. And it is that even a extremely limited nuclear exchange between two nation states would lead to irreparable nightmare damage and lead to an ice age. There is no version of even a couple going off and like everyone chilling out after that that would not lead to a total full-scale apocalypse. So nukes have turned from deterrence into a suicide button. And, you know, showing up and screaming, "I'm gonna fucking kill myself," is threatening. But as long as you can imagine that the person you're talking to wants to continue to exist in some form, we're probably good. Man, I think Harry having the option to put the gun in his mouth on every single moment that you had a gun was so incredible. I love that shit. Oh man, really? Dude, I hate the Conchu. These fucking fuck asses. Is that a snarf, bro? Looks like a snarf. The animals are leaving, yeah. So I'm just thinking, like, somebody said you should play that Is This Game Woke thing. And I don't think I can play that game because I believe that I have the intellectual capacity for bullshit that I could literally do it to anything. Anything. Tetris? Are you serious? Grimlock Master, you don't think Tetris is woke? It's a communist video game. It was developed by Russians, by Alexei Pajitnov in the USSR. Missile Command, anti-war. Like, you can do anything. Modern Call of Duty. That's tough. Are there female soldiers in COD? Oh, well then you're done. I tried to go back to bed last night, but I couldn't because of woke. Pardon me. Ugh. Oh, this little dog is asleep. Oh my goodness. Was that... Wait, does that mean Wolfenstein is woke /S? Oh yeah, dude. You could say that Wolfenstein is Wolfenstein is the paradox of the tolerant left being wildly intolerant towards right-wing politics. Where did the term... Lava Lad says, where did the term woke even come from? It feels like it just materialized from the ether. So woke is a term that white people stole from black people. Another one. The original meaning of woke is to describe the idea that you have woken up and started to pay attention to the fact that society is rife with systemic injustice. So it's like primarily black folk and black women in particularly. Then white women took it to mean systemic injustice against women. And then white people took it to mean social justice in general. And then shitty white people took it to mean these fucking minorities keep telling me I should feel bad. Shut up. Dino Bear says, I think the funniest recent blank is too woke thing with Space Marine 2. Like, come on now. I literally talked about that for like 10 minutes. I'm not joking. I talked about that at length. No, Space Marine's the tipping point. You're trying to think of an explicitly fascist video game? I mean, it depends what you consider a fascist video game. Do you mean one depicting fascism or promoting fascism? If you want depicting fascism, then just go play fucking Helldivers. Right? Right? If you want a game that endorses fascism, I would make the hot take that you can go check out Mass Effect. Ice cold? Okay. I didn't know how people were going to turn on that. Like, the entire Mass Effect storyline, depending on whether or not you're a Renegade or a Paragon, is, like, inherently defined by the idea that existing governments don't work, and you need to be given all the power in the world to deal with it how you want to. Because there's a gigantic external alien threat. And you just don't get it. This monster reeks of Gen 1. Oh yeah, Cephadrome fucking sucks, dude. I fucking hate Cephadrome. All my homies fucking hate Cephadrome. By the way, guys, we're here for Piscine Livers. Not Cephadrome. He's like Plesioth? Yeah, he's just shittier Plesioth. You got your ass beat by Duramboros? I really like Duramboros. My allergies getting you? Nah, I'm sick. I've been sick for like a week and a half. It's just migrated up to my nose. A child coughed on my baby when I took him to a plaything. And that's that. You've still got that one? Yeah, dude. Sucks. Dude, I just want a piscine liver. You bitch. Is there anything that explains the Mass Effect fascism stuff well? Yes, I just told you. The core premise of Mass Effect is that there needs to be an actor who exists entirely above the law to enact change to protect society from an external alien threat. Also, remember, as Nemilius points out, Mass Effect was made right after 9/11. And bro, you can taste it. How do I feel about aliens? I think aliens are cool. I'd like to meet one. I won't. What about Stalker and Metro games? Would you say there's a bit of fascist underpinnings? No. Stalker and Metro are exclusively about the failure of existing ideologies. Stalker and Metro are about the systems that brought us to this point have failed and cannot be trusted. Right? Like, Metro and Stalker are just Fallout. But, you know, from a Ukrainian point of view. Hey, lemon pepper wet wyvern wings kicked in $5. Thanks, man. Sorry if this is presumptuous. The disco talk the other day seemed to conjure something like annoyance from you, whereas most other games industry drama nonsense entertains you. Can you pinpoint what irks you about the situation? Absolutely. I can't fucking stand people who go, I'm gonna do it, and then you go, so do it then. And they go, I'm gonna. I hate it. It drives me fucking nuts. Like, all of these games being announced and being worked on, absolutely cool. All of them being constantly infatuated with their own portrayal of the true legacy, fucking embarrassing. Put up or shut up. I hate it. Hey, by the way, thanks again for the raid, Urban Nerd 113. And Vexilus kicked in $5. Thanks, Vex. So this reminds me of my brother who feels meth doesn't mess you up as bad as people think because you got to be some kind of messed up already to do meth in the first place with all that's known about it. Your brother genuinely has a point. So chemical addiction is absolutely a real thing, right? Withdrawal, etc., etc., etc. However, a function of addiction is whether or not it is a cure for something else in your life. So we have Gene Park in the chat. I've done meth, but I was able to knock it off pretty good, pretty quick. So, like, everybody knows you're not supposed to do methamphetamines or cocaine or a lot of cocaine or crack cocaine or horse tranquilizers or whatever, right? Probably not good for you, right? But if you just got divorced or, you know, a bad health diagnosis or a prominent family death or whatever, you may view dealing with that on its own to be a worse plan than doing methamphetamines. And so Gene points out that when he did meth, he was like, this shit's so awesome. I can't take this shit. I'll get super addicted. Right? Because the chemical dependency is extreme on a lot of these, right? But you can beat chemical dependency at certain degrees if the rest of your life is in order. If your life is a pile of shit, it's going to be real hard to beat the social and mental dependency. So that's how you see people that will go, weed's not addictive, and you then stare at their bloodshot eyes as you realize you have literally never seen them not stoned. It's like, yes, no, weed does not have any chemically addictive properties. But if your life sucks and you can't handle not being stoned, you can still be addicted to weed. Like, until you've been an alcoholic for a really, really long time, like, you're not going to get the shakes coming off drinking, right? Because you're fucked if you got the shakes. You're deep in it, right? But what you can be addicted to is not being sober. Less than being drunk. My sister had full-blown delirium tremens and almost died. She had to be tied down to the hospital and was like an animal. It was insane. That's rough, buddy. Sorry about that. What about CBD? I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't even attempt to speak on it. By the way, have you guys noticed something about the way that I talk? Talking about video games? Yeah, dude, totally. 100%. That dude's hat means that guy was so-and-so's mom. 100%. Oh, I was wrong. Darn. Talking about getting high and drugs and shit. I don't know, man. It's complicated. CBD is good for joints? No, I did not know that. Because I know and care about video games. Oof. Oh, Gene goes on to say my roommate had a legit schizophrenic episode, and I wanted to find out who was, and I found out he was smoking a ton of meth. I had to get him committed because he wanted to kill me because he heard from the demons that I needed to die. It was crazy. I had to visit him every week. For a while before someone in his family cared to stop by. You did him a solid, man. That's wild. So last I checked, I may be out of date on the research on this, but it was looking like schizophrenia might be a function of auditory processing. Like that it's a processing error. Because the voices and the visual hallucinations are real. They're just your errant thoughts that are being manifested outside of the periphery of your body. Like it's a like bodily perception error. Where instead of feeling your thoughts inside your head, some of them are coming from outside your body. Because, like, if my intrusive thoughts were coming at me out of the walls, I'd flip my shit, too. What's interesting is that in my personal experience and the lit that I read, people, like highly religious people, tend to have poorer outcomes dealing with schizophrenia. Because they have been basically set up their whole life to expect an externalized voice. Because, you know, your doctor can tell you, hey, man, that's not God. That's you know, your own brain. But what if he's wrong, though? But what if, though, man? Yeah, come on. What if? So my friend told me he felt like meth fixed him and cured his depression. He was able to get out of bed and hold a job. That's possible. That's possible that the methamphetamine kickstarted his recovery by allowing him to essentially have the wherewithal to actively improve his life, and then once his life is improved, he didn't need meth anymore. That being said, hey, your life sucks, maybe it'll be better on meth, is a bad thought process. Because often it's like, hey, does your life suck? Do you want to make it way worse? Hey, RoboXGP, I'm going to need you to put a /S into the chat in 60 seconds. Or you're gone. 6:51 p.m. I'm so serious. I started working out in 2024, 2025. Robo XP, do you understand what I'm telling you right now? Is the message getting across? I feel like there's a genuine confusion here. And I don't want to jump the gun, but at the same time... No, they just made me think about working out. Bro, that took too long. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'll see you next week. Oh shit, was that the wrong person? Oh, fuck! Oh no, the chat's moving really slow. Oh no, I don't know who that was. Oh no, oh, somebody with a green name. Oh no. Oh, was it? Oh, I think it was, it was Waffle Mao. I think it was Waffle Mao. No, you're still talking? Oh, shit. It was Raffle Bay? Oh, I'm so sorry. Raffle Bay, are you back now? I'm hitting unbanned. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's oh, I literally misclicked. Don't forget this, dude. Yeah, I know. That's he's timed out for a week. We'll see how that goes, but I'll keep that in my brain. Don't be weird about that shit. Oh, by the way, thanks for the sub, Pleblu. Appreciate it. Really be rocks, I'm gonna ask you not to commit crimes in the chat, as funny as they may be. Can we just tone it down to not actively committing crimes? Will they probably do it? Oh my god. I saw a fucking picture of someone looking at a cop's gun, and then next to it, someone had posted me and Woolie, like, just as the follow-up image. That meme is going somewhere. Dude, I hate Blangos. They're fuckheads. I don't like them. Don't care for them. Pat, can a person have fun playing these games alone? I play Monster Hunter almost exclusively by myself. I got most of the way. I got to G2 and 4U by myself. And then I ran up against Gogmazios and was like, oh, okay. All right, man, I'm pushing it here. Gogmazios is a motherfucker, man. I love Gog, though. He's cool as shit. I love you, doggy. Dude, where's the Blungagos? Solo G in Old World is rough. When you say Old World, do you mean like GU earlier, or... Isn't Gogmazios the big balloon monster? Nah, man. Gogmazios is the tar, gunpowder, dragonator elder dragon. By the way, Sandbird's up. Thanks, Sandbirds. Hey, Pat, hope you're doing well. Are you going to go through Death Stranding 1 before 2 comes out to refresh even off stream? No. That's a long fucking game. Also, I just had a thought. If Kajumbo will MGS2 us again with Timothy Chalamet as Raven Man. Sorry, this is long. It's not long. I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking about whether or not Sam would be the actual character. You could totally fuck this thing up in like 2 seconds, though. Jesus. Do I plan to fight Fatalis in World on stream? That is really far away, dude. Right now, my plan is to play this today and then stream KCD2 tomorrow. And I don't know how much of these games I'll be playing the week after that. That's what my plans are. I'm playing this shit by ear because we're not having to deal with super hot-ass releases. You know what I'm saying? You think there's any chance to getting back to Pirate Yakuza? I was shocked at how little that game drew me back. Gene, shut the fuck up about Assassin's Creed Shadows. My favorite Assassin's Creed creator? Bro. Oh, my little doggy down here. He's a little doggy. I love him. I love this doggy. Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, he's so sweet. Like at some point before Lad 9, just mainline it and you're good. I don't even care. I'll watch a cutscene. I don't give a fuck. I think it'd be cool if Pat streams Xenoblade X next week. I'll probably stream Xenoblade X, like, at least once. Right. But the question is whether or not I should be waiting for the Switch 2 version of that game. Right? Because, like, Is the Switch 2 gonna make games run better? I would like that because fucking Xenoblade 2 and 3 run like shit. This dog is melting out of the bag. He's bag melting. Oh, come on. Hey, I did it. I did it. Hey, who's my little doggy? Oh. Who's my little doggy? Who is my little man? Man. I love him. Hello. Hello, doggy that I love. Who is my baby? He is a baby. Oh. He's so sweet. Oh. Arurian Soul 1 asks the dumbest question I've seen today. Why would you ever buy a Switch 2 when a Steam Deck is right there? Oh, I don't know. Maybe to play Nintendo games? Maybe. I don't know. Just a thought. Love that dog. Good dog. You can play Nintendo games on a Steam Deck? Yeah, and? Continue. That doesn't invalidate the point of why would I buy a Nintendo Switch to play Nintendo game. I don't know if you know this, but the Nintendo Switch also plays Nintendo games. Natively, even. Hey guys, I will be right back. I am being summoned. Pardon me.